So Apple just made a last minute change to the iPhone 14 Pro that I absolutely hate. It's something that nobody saw coming. We have a ton of new leaks to talk about today. I have not seen information come out early at this rate, I don't think ever. So if you're excited, drop a like, hit subscribe for more. Let's get to 400K and let's jump in. So I don't want to start the video here, but we have to with this image that first surfaced online a few hours ago, something that nobody had seen or even dreamt up until today. This image showing two different variations of the new notch on the iPhone 14 Pro. Reportedly, the one on the left was what it would look like if the screen was turned off and you just looked at your phone. But the one on the right was said to be the actual notch you'd be looking at while using your phone with the screen on. And I started laughing when I saw this initially because I thought it was a real funny joke. I thought it was a last-ditch attempt to get some engagement from a random Twitter account before an Apple event. I've seen this 1,000 times every event. And then Mark Gurman chimed in, you know, the guy who's like the best Apple leaker of all time, where he said, no, this is 100% real. There's no way Apple would have ever done the other design. It is 100% going to look like this. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Mark? You said that Apple's doing this for the notch design? This is it? That's what it's going to look like? This is what we've been waiting a literal year for? Is that? No way. And then 9to5Mac chimed into the conversation as well, saying that a source told them details about how it's going to work and how uniquely the privacy lights, whether a camera or mic is going to be used, will be placed in the middle of the notch. And that Apple blacking out this middle part is something that they were going to do all along, which actually makes a lot of sense considering how leaks work. I mean, nobody's really seen the software that runs on the iPhone 14. We've just been seeing the hardware. So yeah, a couple days before the event, when more people are getting access to these devices, that's how something in the software leaks. And I will say, in these updated renders on screen that you're looking at from Ian Zelbo, it definitely makes the change look more real. And I do see the benefit, right, of putting these privacy indicators in between. Like, that would be an actual use or a benefit here. At the same time, if you're giving me an option between the new design and the old one, I'm going with the old two separate dots every time. It just looks cooler to have the actual screen in between, and I don't know, makes it feel like an actual benefit. I'm gonna be straight with you guys. I've seen leaks like this before that my brain says no to, but my heart says yes to. And the more I think about this and seeing the implementation and also hearing about, again, from 9to5Mac, how they're basically redesigning the camera app using the additional space gained in the status bar, it all starts to add up and you start to look at this and say, no, this is exactly something that Apple would do. Of course they're gonna black out the middle. Of course they're not gonna just let it look like a letter I, apparently, even though that was something that the broad majority of us really started to like. I guess the reason I feel this way is if we're blacking out the middle regardless, why not just keep the notch? I mean, the notch was a solid black thing, so it made sense to put the individual parts there and not black it out because that differentiates from the notch, but now this is just the notch. I don't know, guys. All I can tell you is that I 100% believe this, and with 9to5Mac, Mark Gurman, and this other source all corroborating the same thing, yes, I think it's happening, and it's crazy, but it's definitely actually happening. But that's not the only big leak we've gotten for the iPhone 14 in the past 24 hours. We've also gotten this image, which surfaced online by an account called Tommy Boy. We don't know how he got his hands on this, but it does show something really interesting. It shows an official Apple case for an iPhone 14 Plus, which doesn't exist because Apple's doing the iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Max, iPhone 14 Pro, and iPhone 14 Pro Max. Or are they? As I started to look into this a little bit closer, I've been seeing some reports that Apple apparently told case manufacturers months ago to, whatever they do, not put the Max branding on the standard 6.7-inch size. You know, the new lower cost 6.7-inch model that everybody assumed would be called Max because it's the exact same size as the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Well, apparently it's now going to be called Plus, which is completely stupid considering the screen size is literally the same as the Max size. It makes no sense for a Plus and Max to be the same size. Can we agree here? Can I not be salty? Can there be any good news in this video? Thank God there is actually some, and it's a big good news, not a small good news. And genuinely, I think it makes up for all of this garbage news we've talked about so far, and that's about pricing. TrendForce, who's pretty credible, has come forward with their predicted pricing. And guys, well, it's a lot better than what we thought and what we are anticipating. On the standard iPhone 14, we're hearing that's going to start at $749 versus the $800 before, with the iPhone 14 Plus now starting at just $849. As for the Pros, Apple's only increasing the prices by $50 each to $1,049 for the iPhone 14 Pro and $1,149 for the iPhone 14 Pro Max versus $1,100 and $1,200 respectively, so $50 cheaper than we thought. And this sounds right to me. In my gut, this feels better than $100 of a price increase on the 14 Pros and a starting price of $800 for the 14s. It just seemed like a lot, especially in global uncertainty and economic stress. It seemed like a bad call. And less money always equal good, right? That's a happy ending to this video. We're definitely not going to remember that the 14 Pro's notch looks like this piece of shit. Those are your updates for today. I hope tomorrow's gonna be better. I hope the satellite connectivity comes. The only way I'm accepting this notch is if the iPhone 14 connects to satellites. Okay, Apple, mark my words. I will be very upset if I see this and it looks like these renders. I mean, I'm sure you'll make it look better, as things always look better, you know, not rendered by a leaker. I don't know what's going on anymore. The leaks are out of control, and I love you guys for watching all my videos. Thank you for the support. This is crazy. I can't wait. I love you guys. Goodbye.